Diddy's attorney Mark Agnifilo has confirmed that 50 Cent effectively destroyed any chance of an appeal. New evidence revealed in 50's Netflix documentary, Sean Combs. The Reckoning has reignited scrutiny around Tupac Shakur's murder, suggesting Diddy's legal troubles are far from over and his release is unlikely anytime soon, according to recent reports.
50 Cent don't give a damn. He don't give a damn. He literally is saying he's going to reach out to Trump to remind Trump of the things that P. Diddy has said about him for the sole express purposes of making sure that Trump doesn't pardon Diddy in the event that Diddy gets convicted of trafficking and racketeering. That's what 50 Cent is sworn to do. And I gotta admit to you, that's wild. Damn, you know you got an enemy there when the man want to go out of his way to contact the president, and clearly he has some kind of inroads where he can get to President Trump so President Trump can hear him. He's basically saying, yo, brother need to go.
Diddy was already on thin ice after being caught drinking and making calls from inside prison. This documentary appears to have sealed his fate, and he knows it, which is why he is pushing so hard to have it taken down. His lawyers have filed a cease and desist and are threatening a $1 billion lawsuit against both 50 Cent and Netflix. Unfortunately for them, 50 Cent obtained all the footage legally.
Diddy's legal team sent Netflix a cease and desist letter, but now the big rumor is that they're preparing a defamation lawsuit, potentially for $1 billion over the Sean Combs The Reckoning documentary. They're claiming it uses stolen and unauthorized footage to create a shameful hit piece and damage his reputation.
Is there precedent? Because when it's a documentary, footage doesn't necessarily have to be approved if it's considered a news piece.
And since you didn't watch it, Ebro, there's one piece.
I watched some of it.
Where, there's very intimate footage of Diddy with his lawyers. But in the documentary, it also talks about how he hired a young person to film him for X amount of hours, a lot, and didn't pay him. So if 50 comes along, it's like, I will pay you for this footage.
Well, unless...
that's the biggest congrats, by the way.
Well, depending on what the documentation is between that,
that person
and Diddy.
Yeah.
Right? If that
Why would he
documentation
not have...
says that this footage is yours if I am paid. If I am not paid, the footage is mine.
Well, no, but I think that the default would be it's his. If they didn't end up doing paperwork and the guy's just been allowed access, that's his footage.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. If there's not paperwork.
So if Diddy never signed paperwork, he was like, "No, I'm gonna get you when I get you."
Yeah, that's right.
Now Diddy never gave him $1. Now Diddy went to jail. He's holding all this footage. 50 goes, "I'd like that footage." All right, how much, bud?
This documentary has reportedly shattered any relationship Diddy had with his lawyers. Never before seen footage allegedly shows him scheming with them and even planning crimes. On top of that, Diddy secretly recorded phone calls with his legal team, leaving his lawyers furious over being exposed and further fueling the tension surrounding the film's explosive revelations.
Diddy really screwed over Mark Agnifilo. I gotta say, this is awful that Diddy owes his life to Mark Agnifilo. Literally his life, because he could have gotten life in prison were it not for Mark Agnifilo, his defense lawyer, who had a brilliant strategy. And Diddy screwed him over when he hired this videographer to chronicle his life without telling Mark Agnifilo that when Diddy and Mark were on the phone, this videographer was recording what Mark clearly expected to be an attorney-client privileged relationship. Now, it is true that the client holds that privilege, the lawyer doesn't, but Mark's clear expectation was that this was a private conversation. These were private conversations, and that he and Diddy could talk openly, and Mark could talk to Diddy not just as a client, but as a person, and try to guide him in a time leading up to his arrest. And unbeknownst to Mark Agnifilo, Diddy has got this guy recording the conversation as he's sitting there saying, "You are screwing this up. You are messing up this case. We're losing." And knowing that that's on tape. And it's almost like he's performing for the camera and not telling Mark.
Diddy's release was only possible because of his lawyers' tactics and how they persuaded the jury despite him being caught on tape. If his legal team decides to step back, particularly on the new cases, there's no chance Diddy will ever get out, leaving his future behind bars uncertain.
And the really enraging part about it is that Mark Agnifilo won this case for Diddy with legal strategy. It wasn't just an accident that this jury that had heard all of this in the news before the trial voted not guilty on all the serious charges. It was Mark Agnifilo that did that. Yet Diddy secretly records this guy and embarrasses him. And yeah, you could say, well, Diddy never expected that it would end up being broadcast somewhere else. Well, okay, but Diddy was planning on using it, or he wouldn't have had it recorded in the first place. So it's just really.
Diddy believed he would walk free and was even planning his own documentary. The only reason 50 Cent got the footage was that Diddy betrayed the videographer and refused to pay him, trying to save money despite being a billionaire. 50 Cent confirmed this on Instagram, posting Roger Bond's account of the incident, leaving Diddy's lawyers relieved they won't have to work overtime handling the fallout from his failed scheme.
Getting it as your boss. Yo, man, how 50 get, blah, blah, blah. Yo, Puff, take this self doing that. Let me explain something to y'all. All right, whether it's NBAs, whether it's whatever. When these young boys come in, first of all, he only deal with young videographers because he want to rob them, and he know that they want the opportunity to follow Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. They want that opportunity, so they get him at a low price anyway. But when you stay out so many hours a day, Puff wants a videographer with him 24 hours a day. On call, whether we on a yacht, whether we on a ship, wherever we at, he wants to videotape that, right? So now they come to agreement. They come to whatever the pay is gonna be, but then it be so many hours on that invoice that he don't want to pay. He gets in touch with the office. He gets in touch with the chief of staff. Yo, what is this I'm paying? What is this I'm paying? You know what you paying. You was outside all of these hours. It's 160 something hours in a week. You was outside 140. That's the invoice he put in. So now, being if you got a contract and he don't stand to that contract, guess what happens? He could do whatever he want to do with that footage. So now that footage goes to the highest bidder. And 50 had to be the highest bidder to get the, this is business. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't in love with you. Everybody ain't dedicated. Everybody ain't loyal to the point of stupidity.
50 Cent isn't just dropping new evidence. He's actively calling and writing to the judge in an effort to block Diddy's appeal. Making matters worse, 50 still has a massive amount of footage, reportedly over 140 hours, showing Diddy allegedly engaging in crimes. He confirmed in a recent interview that this material will be released on YouTube in the coming months. There's even speculation that 50 may be coordinating with law enforcement, which could further complicate Diddy's legal battles.
50 Cent was not done with Diddy. I knew 50 Cent was not done with Diddy. He just confirmed that he has more stuff on Diddy that he couldn't even fit in the 4 episodes in the new Netflix Diddy documentary. With 50, it is so hard telling what this man got his hands on, but he said this in reference to the videos that he got of Diddy before he went to jail.
A lot of the personal footage of Diddy has shocked a lot of people. And I know, 50, the way you run, this cannot be all that you have. Is there other stuff that you just have not shown?
Yeah, well, everything couldn't make the. There's only was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot. You had to pick and choose.
And on top of him saying that he has more dirt on Diddy, he is also saying that more people came to him with allegations against Diddy that never made it into the Netflix documentary. With the anticipation, they asked him, are you going to make a second documentary and put it on Netflix since you have all of this stuff? And he says that he is about to put it on YouTube.
With everything that was out and all of these people that were coming forward, have there been any like new tips that you've gotten since it has been released?
Well, yeah, everyone starts to feel a little more comfortable when they see other people telling their truth about it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's got to be something on YouTube coming.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie, I felt like certain things were left out of this.
Just a few months ago, Diddy's attorneys announced plans to appeal his convictions, confident he would be granted bail. Diddy genuinely believed he'd done nothing wrong and thought that, despite being convicted, he deserved to walk free without serving any jail time, underestimating the seriousness of his legal situation.
Yeah, we are planning to appeal. We are planning to appeal. We think we have strong bases to appeal. The strongest basis is that the jury reached a verdict on coercion. It found there was not coercion, and I think the judge said coercion today as a basis for a sentence at least a dozen times. We think that that is unconstitutional. We think that a jury verdict should mean more than our jury's verdict seems to mean, and so we are planning to appeal.
Absolutely. Filed a cross appeal. What would happen in that regard if they filed a cross appeal and then Sean Diddy Combs get a higher sentence?
He would not get a higher sentence, and they're not gonna cross appeal. We're gonna appeal. We think we're right, and they'll respond to the appeal, and it'll be decided by the Second Circuit as soon as.
Tell us about the conversation you had with your client after the sentencing. Consensual. The judge clearly thought the sexual encounters weren't consensual.
Because he's biased.
What did you make of his remarks?
He's biased.
If anyone, I'm happy to go. So we think that's just absolutely inconsistent with the jury's verdict. I mean, the jury's verdict was resoundingly clear. There was no sex trafficking, there was no racketeering, everything was consensual, everything was adult, which is why he was convicted only of the prostitution offense. What we feel happened today was that the judge acted as a 13th juror, one that we did not choose, and that he second-guessed the judge.
Diddy wasn't relying solely on an appeal. Before this documentary dropped, President Trump confirmed that Diddy's team had reached out to him seeking a pardon. TMZ reported that, if everything went according to plan, Diddy could potentially be released by the end of the year. This was the same pardon Diddy had been requesting even before his sentence. According to his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, Diddy instructed them to contact Trump directly, saying, "I need a pardon. Get me a pardon," showing just how determined he was to secure an early release.
Breaking news right now, and Sean Combs is taking the first step to appeal his conviction and prison sentence. His attorney today filed a notice of appeal. Earlier this month, the disgraced music mogul was sentenced to 4 years in prison on prostitution-related charges. His lawyers have argued the conviction should not stand because Combs lacked a financial motive for transporting male escorts. More papers detailing the arguments behind the appeal are expected to be filed.
50 Cent has actively worked to prevent Diddy from escaping justice, playing a major role in blocking any of Diddy's potential shady maneuvers. He even submitted a letter to the judge prior to Diddy's sentencing, urging for a longer prison term.
You know what, you guys? Let me also write a letter to the judge. 50 said, "Dear Judge Subramanian, I have an ongoing dispute with Puffy for over 20 years. He's very dangerous. Multiple times I have feared for my life. I think you should consider the safety of the general public, Your Honor, before unleashing him upon them. There hasn't been enough time for him to reform or make any adjustments, despite him trying to teach a class in there. As you are already aware, the government has spent the maximum amount of money on deploying federal agencies, which appear to be an army in 2 locations simultaneously. Later, his son, who's dealing with his own rape allegations, hey, come on, brother, come on, man. What Christian Combs got to do with this, 50? He claimed that the feds had hit the wrong house. Anyway, Diddy's only going to return to hiring more male sex workers and keeping most of the baby oil away from the general public. And babies need it. My Netflix doc on this scandalous subject is coming soon. Oh man, this is downright evil, you guys. Why would 50 Cent this?
Believe it or not, some people are criticizing 50 Cent for exposing Diddy, claiming he's just jealous of Diddy's success. But that argument doesn't hold up against the facts. 50 Cent isn't a struggling artist seeking relevance. He's a multimillionaire with businesses across music, television, and film. At this stage of his career, he has nothing to gain from jealousy and everything to lose by speaking out, making his actions far more calculated than petty.
Isn't fazed by the online hate after some social media users called the rapper, quote, petty for producing the Netflix documentary Sean Combs' The Reckoning. Diddy tells the Go Derby in an interview published December 9th that he really doesn't sweat the criticism, saying, I accept that, I'll take that, I'll wear that. I have antics that I have become comfortable with on social media. And while some believe the docuseries is a, quote, hit piece on Combs, the rapper maintains that was never the intent, explaining they did characterize it as a hit piece in the very beginning. It's because they didn't get a chance to watch it when they were saying that. And then after they see it, you see everyone's changed their mind and it's become the #1 doc. And as for Combs' thought on the Netflix series, the mogul spoke out against his rival shortly before the project hit the platform, with his attorney telling Variety on December 1st, Netflix's so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece. Netflix relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. As Netflix and CEO Ted Sarandos know, Mr. Combs has been amassing footage since he was 19 to tell his own story in his own way. It is fundamentally unfair and illegal for Netflix to misappropriate that.
50 Cent addressed the criticism during an NBC interview, explaining that his motivation wasn't personal but cultural. He told NBC News that staying silent would imply hip-hop condones Diddy's behavior and that no one else is speaking up, framing it as a broader cultural issue rather than a clout chase. 50 also mentioned in related interviews that he's willing to embrace the petty label, openly admitting he'll wear it if that's what it takes.
You know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he used that for.
I mean, you know, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be behind the...
Watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram, because of the...
Look at this. And just, let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other. So it's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall, but Stapleton says theirs is different.
There's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, you know, if I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip-hop culture is comfortable with it.
A black man shouldn't be doing this to another black man. How come we not having conversations about what Diddy did to other black people? Like when you watch that documentary, every person on that documentary except for Aubrey O'Day is black. So how come nobody is saying a black man shouldn't do that to other black people? Because here's the thing, there are things we know Diddy did because we saw it, and there are things he's being accused of. We don't know if they're true. Right. But either way, majority of people who are accusing him of something are black. So I don't understand why, you know, there's not more conversations about that, but everybody's so, 50 Cent shouldn't be doing this to another black man. What about all of the black people Diddy did and elected?
50 Cent also addressed rumors, clarifying that his actions were not motivated by anger over Diddy dating his baby mama.
He got everybody going, man. You know, he's getting a lot of backlash, man. Like, people are, like, mad at 50 for getting behind this thing.
Well, see, the thing about it is that people are off their rabbit-ass mind. And they gonna sit up here and they gonna say some stuff like, you know, they try to make it up like, it's because of a girl, it's because of a woman. A man that can have any woman in the damn world, you understand, go any parts of the world, find beautiful women all over the world, that's willing to do whatever he wants to. I'ma be mad because this dude got this one? Nah, it's bigger and it's more than that. They don't want to say it. A lot of these cats out here don't want to tell the truth behind shit. You understand? When 50 was out here, you know, trying to get into, well, he was writing for most of Puff stuff. He was writing for artists. He was writing for different people. LL, Puff, whatever he can get money at, you know what I'm saying, to do some writing and stuff like that. Jam Master Jay had him writing shit, stuff like that. So, Fifth was writing. Then when he did How to Rob the Industry Cat joint, he's supposed to be the next one to come out of New York. You understand what I'm saying? He gets in this beef, you know what I'm saying, with Murder Inc., Ja, Irv Gotti, Supreme them. They try to eliminate him. Then Puff and the other people put a tag on him where it's that, yo, don't let him make no money. Don't sign him. You ain't gonna have a number of problems. They put a bad tag on him. You understand? He gotta go to the West Coast and with Dre and Eminem to get his deal. You understand what I'm saying? So they put this tag on him to stop him from eating his craft. You understand? They try to kill him, you understand, because they got a problem with him. And then you supposed to have some love, so people who try to take you out of here, try to stop you from eating and everything like that. Diddy was a part of that too.
Diddy has begun openly threatening 50 Cent for speaking out, with signs that someone outside is assisting him. Just one day after 50's documentary on Sean Combs aired, he received a bouquet of flowers from Diddy. Sharing it on Instagram, 50 hinted that he understood the true message behind the seemingly innocent gesture.
Alright, the diddler has sent 50 Cent some damn flowers while he locked up, bro. Alright, we all know Diddy is mad about this whole docu-series that 50 put out on Netflix and is #1 going crazy, so you know he mad. Now, according to 50, alright, these are some warning flowers. Y'all know how Diddy used to get down. You know, he used to send people shit in the mail. He'll send a nigga to blow up a car. Y'all know how he get down. So if he mad, clearly he's mad about this documentary. Bro sent 50 some flowers at his hotel while he was in Miami, bro. Now, I ain't gonna show the address on these flowers, but 50 posted the whole address. Now, in the caption, 50 said, "What kind of gay shit is this? Diddy send me flowers at Club 11, LOL. LOL, why all the foreplay? Get busy, you know I'm stupid." Then he commented again and said, "A warning, I'm 90s grimy. You don't warn me, LOL." So y'all know why Diddy sent this. He ain't, you know, he ain't send it because he happy or proud of 50 for dropping this goddamn docuseries on his demon ass.
For Diddy, another federal trial would be a nightmare, and 50 Cent is doing everything he can to push it forward. A key focus of the docuseries was Diddy's alleged ties to the murders of Tupac and Biggie, including claims that he hired Keefe D to shoot Tupac for $1 million. Tupac's family has now brought in an investigator to examine the case.
Back to Court TV Live, we are following new developments in the case of the hip-hop mogul who is facing RICO charges in New York, Sean P. Diddy Combs. Court TV has just confirmed that the family of Tupac Shakur is investigating a potential link between the murder of Tupac and Sean Diddy Combs. This coming from attorney Alex Spiro, who represents Tupac's family. Now, this investigation had been previously reported by unnamed sources, but earlier today, Spiro confirmed to our Court TV team that he and a team of investigators has been hired.
Sean Combs allegedly had business dealings with Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, who will go on trial next March for the murder of Tupac. This was back in 1996. Some have speculated that Diddy ordered Tupac's death. That, of course, is just a theory at this point, and we are monitoring the developments in both the Tupac murder trial and the federal indictment of Sean Diddy Combs. So a lot of information.
Law enforcement has confirmed that an investigation into Diddy is already underway. The main challenge they face is persuading witnesses to come forward, confess, and provide evidence implicating him.
Let me ask you this.
I get it. When you have a case that's 5 years old, it's hard to get overwhelming evidence that meets the burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. When you have cases this old, no matter what Fiddy has found out and put in this documentary, do you see it at all ever possible that Diddy could be involved in a murder trial when it comes to Biggie and Tupac?
It could be possible, yes. However, like I said, they need a lot of corroboration to make that stick, because it's really alleged right now as to his involvement. It's not anything that's substantial or concrete that he was involved. It's personally from people talking about it and saying this is what happened. You need some more information to come forward to prove.
Jaguar Wright also spoke about the documentary, highlighting her favorite part: the public finally seeing the jurors. She criticized the jury, claiming they were biased from the beginning. According to Jaguar, the panel was stacked with individuals naturally sympathetic to the defense and even Diddy fans, suggesting that the trial was compromised and unfair from the start.
The juror 106, that goofy black bitch, they sitting there, and when they asked about him making eye contact or about him looking at the jury, they both lied. In my opinion, they both lied. The way when it asked, well, did he ever make eye contact? No. No, well, see, they gave instructions and said, you can't look at him. But the girl sat there and was talking about how he would look over at the jury because he forgot where he was, and how, sometimes he would nod and do this. But you said that he never looked over at the jury. You said that you never made eye contact with him. And then she starts talking about, because I just think that he nods back and forth because he always used to do that. If you were never a fan of him, if you were only a fan of the artist, and you were never a fan of him, and you were never paid, and then the way they were able to edit in him nodding back and forth during making the band and all of that, it's just kind of wild to me that nobody is seeing exactly how compromised these jurors.
In a recent CNN interview, 50 Cent jokingly said he was excited for Diddy to watch the documentary, suggesting he thought Diddy would actually enjoy it. At the same time, 50 made it clear that he has no plans to back down. With a significant amount of footage still unreleased and more individuals speaking out, the situation is far from over. This could very well mark the beginning of the most significant reckoning Diddy has ever faced.
Cent's highly anticipated documentary about Sean Diddy Combs is officially here. And we hear from 2 jurors from the Diddy trial, some accusers who spoke out for the documentary, and 50 Cent got his hands on some footage that Diddy claims belongs to him.
We have to find somebody that'll work with us that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business. We're losing.
I reached out to Sean Combs' spokesperson, who tells me that the reason why that personal footage exists is because Sean Combs has been documenting his own life since he was 19 years old. They say that this footage was captured from a personal videographer hired by Sean Combs.
If Sean Combs watches this, what do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time. Because you'll see people saying that. I mean, he may feel a different way about pieces and bits of it, but he knows the truth.
His lawyers even sent a cease and desist letter to Netflix, which I have obtained. I reached out to Netflix and they referred me to a statement from the documentary's director, who says, quote, "It came to us, we obtained the footage legally and have the necessary right."
At this point, everything Diddy relied on to save himself is falling apart. His appeal is crumbling, the pardon option is gone, and his lawyers have been exposed. Former allies are stepping back, and the documentary he tried so hard to suppress has done the opposite, sparking deeper investigations. What do you think? Has this documentary permanently destroyed Diddy's chances? Or is there still a twist we haven't seen yet? Share your thoughts in the comments.